You are now listening to the Vitalize podcast. Hey yo, what up, family? Welcome back to the Vitalize podcast. You are here with your friendly neighborhood host, Mr. Marcus Black, also known as Mr. Because You Can. And I'm so incredibly excited, elated, ecstatic, and all the other words that start with E to be in your presence today, man. What up, family? What's good with it? What's popping? Yo, I'm feeling good. I'm feeling great. How are you? I'm feeling real good, man. Hope y'all doing incredibly well in your hearts and your souls. Some of y'all is like, oh my God, what did I walk into? You walked into a ball of energy. And you walked into a ball of me, man. If you're here for the very first time, ain't no such thing as a second time guest. So I hope that you feel good in your heart and your soul and know that, listen, man, you can sit back, relax, and kick up your feet and get ready to party on down with Mr. M-Lex Speaks. As we have a good time, man, I like to have fun. All positivity all day, man. Inspiration, motivation, affirmation. If that's your thing, that I might be for you, man. Tap in because we going on a trip on our favorite rocket ship, which is the motivation train. So this is your motivation station for the day. And we're going to have a good conversation. I actually want to have a deep conversation. I want to talk about, as we sit here, this being recorded on Old Hallows Eve. It's on Halloween, man. And so it would be terrible. I would be incredibly remiss if I did not take this opportunity to talk about masks. I want to talk about masks today. This is a prime opportunity to talk about masks. So that's what we're going to do today. So I just want to whet your appetite a little bit. But before we do, I just want to say thank you, man. Thank you to the subscribers. Thank you to all of you listening all over the world. Thank you for the messages that you send me about how this impacted you. Thank you for sharing this to your stories. Thank you for sharing this with your communities. It means the world to me. So if you tapping in on YouTube, what up, fam? What up, though? Appreciate y'all. So a lot of y'all been enjoying it lately, since we've been delivering y'all some daily content. Oh my God, it's been long enough. I know, finally. We're here though. Thank you so much. I appreciate y'all for tapping in with the guy. If you guys are joining me on IG, what up though? My IG fam, my TikTok fam, Facebook, I guess we be out there too, huh? Shout out to y'all. I appreciate you. But y'all know it's a whole other group of y'all that's been tapping in with the guy, man, and I appreciate them. And some of y'all been asking me, what is this thing? Some of y'all been like, yo, you keep talking about this thing. I want to be a part of this thing. Listen, you ain't in the club. I don't know what to tell you. It's really on you, G, because you got an opportunity. I told you what to do. You just got to holler at your boy. All you got to do is say, cha. Shout out to my man, Caleb. I know he in here. My man, Chata. Shout out to Chatter, man. Chatter Social is a new craze taking over the world, man, with the tools and the capabilities and the abilities to have conversations, to build community, and to take media to another level. It is a place you want to be. It's like Visa, like me and Chatter like Visa. We everywhere you want to be. So that's where you want to be. And there's a live community who is watching this right now. They're watching it go down. So you guys get to catch this on the replay a couple days later. They get to tap in with this real time. So shout out to them. And there's a lot. Matter of fact, I'm telling you, they watching right now. So while you sitting here catching this on the replay, like, man, I wish I was there. You should be there. It's on you, G. I'm telling you. So I'm going to let them say hello to you, since you won't be selfish and you won't come and join the club and say hello to them. So let me see what we got, man. See what we got going over here. I see Jeanette. What up, Jeanette? Jeanette said, good morning, y'all. What's up, Mama Mia? Hope you're doing super good on your merry way today. What up, Mary Lynn? I see y'all, man. I hope y'all doing good. What up, though? Tina is in the building. Shay is in the building. She had beautiful rising. She wants you guys to have beautiful rising. ATL King is out here. Hello. Look at my boo. That's my boo, y'all. Rachel Black is in the audience. She just dropped a brand new music video, by the way. It's called Crazy. It's called Crazy, man. Make sure that you go tap in with that. I'll link it so you guys can go listen to it to make it easy for you, but that's an incredible piece of art. Isha said, hey, Becca B, what up, though? What up, though? I mean, that's good to see y'all, man. I hope y'all doing incredibly well. So, y'all square for not being here. That's funny. That is funny, man. Thank y'all so much for being here. I appreciate y'all. And they making me laugh, man. But I'm excited to have an incredible conversation, man. Y'all definitely pull up pull up next time. If you want to know how to do that, man, just DM your boy Chatter and I will get you an invitation. You can join. And you don't just join just to watch this show. I mean, there's other shows. There's all types of curated content. Like we just had a pet costume contest. There's bingo. There's spelling bee. There's The Voice. There's incredible content. We just had a pumpkin carving contest. So, I mean, lots of different communities doing a lot of different content. Mental health. I mean, anything you can think of, there's an opportunity for you to gather around the table, to build community, to forge relationships. And that's what it's all about. That's what life is about. So make sure y'all tap in with the guy because you can. So as I think about what I'm going to talk to you about today, I was glad, so glad when they said unto me, let us go into the house. Let us go into the house, man. Let's have a conversation. And it was about a week ago. There was a mommy-son dance at my kid's school, and my wife was super excited, and my kids were super excited because for some reason, man, kids begin super excited when they get to become their favorite characters. They get to become their favorite characters, so they was trying to figure out who they wanted to be, and my baby boy said he gonna be MJ, and not the one with the fadeaway. He said he was going to be Michael Jackson. So they found him the perfect costume. He got the gloves and all. He got he got all of that, man. He ready. You know, they can moonwalk. So he was excited to put on his MJ costume. And my other son wanted to be Shadow from Sonic the Hedgehog. I'm like, man, I ain't going to lie to y'all. I was thinking, good luck finding that. That's what I was thinking. Some kind of way, though, they went to Party City. They was in there. All hope was lost. And my littlest son was like, there it is. And I don't know how he found, of all things, a Shadow costume, but it was the exact costume my other son wanted to be. So they was jumping up and down. They was like, yay, oh my God, oh my God, oh my God. So they got to be something different than what they were. And they were super excited to dress so that they can go and become those characters that they wanted to be. They got dressed the next day. They go to the mommy-son dance. Mommy gets dressed up. She got her costume, too. So she was Wednesday Addams, braided her hair down. I mean, she did that. I ain't gonna lie. She might have been real, gorgeous. But it was beautiful to see them dress and to go have that experience. But while they were at that experience, it actually had me pondering. And here we are celebrating Halloween, and lots of people getting ready to have fun, and that's great. You should have fun. Play with the holiday. Some people don't celebrate it, do celebrate it. Wherever you stand, I respect you and your opinions and your beliefs. We don't got to argue about everything. My God. If you like it, great. If you don't, great. If you celebrate, great. If you don't, great. Okay. We ain't got to make everything an argument. Goodness gracious. Okay, that's a conversation for another day. But my point is, it got me to pondering, and this day got me to pondering because many of us prepared to dress up. They told me I should dress up as Drewski. I said I did. I guess I just showed up as me, and there you are. So that's oh, when they told me to dress up as Drewski, I said, what do you mean by that? Anyway, I'm being dumb, man. But as I was thinking about this day and I was thinking about the masks that we get to put on and how excited, because I said the kids get excited to dress up, but in reality, some of y'all grown people be more excited than the kids to dress up. Y'all can't wait to get y'all makeup on. Y'all can't wait to put y'all fit on. Y'all can't wait to step out and hit the party and be like, oh, I know I'm killing them with this one. I did that, you know, and you probably did, for real, for real. But as I was thinking about the concepts of the mask that we often wear for this holiday, it made me actually start thinking about the masks that we put on in life. And just as excited as we get and excited as those kids got to put on those masks and those outfits to go and have a good time, like we get equally as excited or as pressed about putting on our mask as well. And so much so that some of us who won't even go outside without the mask. Some of us won't go outside without the mask. Some of us won't show up without the mask. I'm talking about the mask that we feel that we are obligated to wear. Yeah, let's talk about it today. And you know what I'm talking about. There is a version of you in its purest form that is the greatest gift you have to offer this world. Yet, we live in a world that does not always appreciate and value you. The world does not always appreciate and value your uniqueness. The world does not appreciate and always value you to your core. And so that causes you to not feel like you're enough. So you do things and you show up in ways in which you have now put on that costume, not just on Halloween where it's appropriate, where we're all dressing and having a good time, but some of y'all never take that mask off. You wear it every day of your life. You wear that mask every day of your life. And with that, that has led us to the world in which we live today. I have had so many conversations with individuals who feel like the world today is not like the world they remember growing up in. The world today is a far worse place than it used to be. Tomato, tomato. I'm not going to say that it's worse. I definitely think relationships have taken a major hit with the invention of the internet and the expansion of the internet. Now, I'm not one of them old people that feel like the internet is bad. The internet is a tool. It's like everything else. It's all about how you use it. Just like food. I know I done abused food for many years of my life. I'm developing for the first time in my life a better, healthier relationship with food. Money. Many people got toxic relationship with money, man. Money is not bad. It's a tool. It's like everything else. Food is a tool. Money is a tool. Like, all of these different things are tools, and it's all about how you use them. And so many of you find yourself in that place too, where you just like, I don't know. And I just want to speak to you and let you know it's not to be villainized. It's all about how you use these things. It's about how you use them. So in this world and this realm, as we're talking about these masks, I want you guys to know that it's okay to be you. It's okay to be you, and it's time to take that mask off. Today's episode is all about taking the mask off so that you can show back up in the world as in the fullness of you, in your most genuine, authentic self, because that is the greatest gift you have to offer. And I'm tired of seeing incredible people like yourself. I'm tired of seeing beautiful people like yourself. I'm tired of seeing talented people like yourself be told and communicated messages about who you are, and you accept them as truths, and you feel like you got to be something other than you are. And so, like I said, you go year round just trying to be accepted, just trying to be loved, just trying to be supported. If you look at all the issues we face in this world, they typically are tied to the way the world has changed, which is us not being true to ourselves. Us not being true to ourselves. The lack of authenticity is killing the world. It's killing the world because we don't even know who each other is anymore, right? We don't know who each other is anymore. And there's all this pressure to show up and perform in the world, to be something other than who we are because of what we see on that internet, right? So I know I told y'all, just like money is a tool, just like these other things are tools, internet is a tool. The internet is a tool, and it's all about how you use it. And so if you are using it to tear other people down, come on, man, how are we using this tool? It can be a good thing. But if you're using that thing and you're getting on there tearing other people down, or worse, you're tearing yourself down because you're looking in it and you're scrolling through everybody else and you're looking at how perfect they are. You're looking at how pretty their lives are. You're looking at everything they have, and you're looking at your life, and it's not how you want it to go. It's not shaping up how you want it to shape up. It's not becoming what you want it to become. And so now you feel pressed as if you got to do something different, be something different other than who you are. You start showing up as a lesser version of yourself. You start showing up as a completely alternate version of yourself or a fake version of yourself. And this is something that runs amok in the world because everybody feels like that's what we have to do. So now the internet has become a villain in today's society that is making us lose sight of community, making us lose sight of culture, making us lose sight of family. And so connection is at an all-time low. Ask the people that's single right now that's trying to date. They're trying to date in this world, and they feel like, man, this world is just going crazy. This world is going crazy, crazy. Because there's so many people who are trying to build genuine connections. They're trying to build these real connections, trying to build relationships, trying to build friendships. In today's society, it's like, because there's so much pressure for individuals. And here's the thing, we don't know what people are going through. So there's reasons why people make the decisions they make, because there's childhood trauma. There's PTSD. There's all these things they're going through, but those things that they go through cause them to be with you and they one way, and then they get on the internet or they get in the world and they're a different way. And you're like, who is that person? That's not the person I gave my heart to. That's not the person that I call my friend. That's not the person I've been building life with. That's not the person I've been building business with. That's two different people. What's happening? And what's happening is people are wearing this proverbial mask and showing up in the world the way they feel they have to show up in the world as a protective mechanism, because they don't want to feel hurt and they don't want to feel pain and they don't want to feel shame. They don't want to feel embarrassment. They don't want to feel judgment. They don't want to feel these things they've been feeling their entire life based on the experiences they've had with the people they've had them with. And so that shapes the way people show up in the world. And this whole conversation is just a plea to show you that we can flip the script. We can change the game. It don't got to be like that. It doesn't have to be that way. It doesn't have to be that way. So if we're going to change the world around us, it starts with me. My baby boy was MJ for Halloween. I got to start with the man in the mirror. You got to start with the woman in the mirror. And if you're willing to do that and you're willing to really look at yourself and ask yourself deep questions like, who are you really? Who are you really? You know, I've been asking myself that every day, because nobody's exempt. Nobody's exempt. Anybody can get lost in the sauce. It's a big world and it's a lot of things vying for your attention, and this thing's going to pull you a lot of different directions. And if you don't stay intentional with a focus on who you are in this world and what you hope to achieve in this world, you will get lost in the sauce. I hate to spoil it to you. So with your intentionality, there's some things that I want you to do so that, A, you don't get lost in the sauce, but also so that we can flip the script. We want to flip the script. So often we live in this world and we just think, oh man, it's a crying shame what happened in the world. It's a crying shame, the lack of community. It's a crying shame, the lack of relationships, the lack of family, the lack of friendships, the lack. It is crazy. It is. I ain't gonna lie to you, but that can change. And the only way it's going to change is if we focus on a few things. There's 3 major things that I want you guys to focus on as we try to flip the script. And if you're willing to do this, can we change the entire world? I don't know. Debatable. But you can change your entire world. And if you change your entire world, it changes the people closest to you's entire world. And then they change the people closest to them's entire world. And we could change a whole lot of people in this world. We don't got to always sit by idle like we just got the short end of the stick, sulking, moping, sad. We don't always have to do that. So the first key factor we need to focus on if we're going to flip the script and build a world that looks better and get the courage to take the mask off, thus creating the relationships and building, cultivating the community that we want, is intimacy. Intimacy is the first thing you got to focus on. I believe the pathway to intimacy is mutual self-disclosure. Mutual self-disclosure. And everything I'm about to say is going to be challenging. Everything I'm about to say, people ain't going to like it because of pain. We're motivated by pain. I made a video and it did very well on YouTube the other day about the biggest motivators, pain being one of them. So pain is going to shape the lens through which you see what I'm about to say. What I'm asking you is to not allow pain to drive the ship. If you not allow pain to drive the ship, what I'm about to tell you is a depth of thought and insight that if you lean into it a little bit can really revolutionize the game for you and your loved ones. Intimacy. Intimacy is closeness. I'm not talking about romantic intimacy. I'm talking about just closeness, general intimacy, closeness with other humans. We lost that. We don't have that anymore. We don't live in a world where people are close to each other anymore. Matter of fact, I would dare say north of 90% of the people you interact with on a daily basis, you don't know, including some that live with you. You don't know people anymore. You don't know people that even live with you anymore. You don't know the people closest to you. Your best friends, they're people that be doing stuff and be like, yo, you hear some news, something crazy, some Diddy type news, like some diddling stuff right here, right? You hear that stuff and you be like, wait, my friend would never do that. Like, can you actually say that? Do you actually know? Do you actually know your friends? Do you actually know the people that you chopping it up with? Like, I dare say over 90% of the people in your life you don't know. Why? Because it's not because I'm just saying you don't know them or you don't know your people or your people is fake. I'm not saying that. What I'm saying is because people are no longer honest about who they are and people don't share. So when I say the pathway to intimacy is mutual self-disclosure, that means I share of me, you share of you. I share of me, you share of you. Guess what? Some people's like, I ain't telling these people my business because they can go and talk about me. Guess what? If I share of me first, I disarm you. I disarm you because I share of me. Now, you feel a little bit more comfortable to share of you. Why? Because we both got something to lose. Listen, everything I'm about to say also does not apply to everybody. I'm not saying everybody deserves intimacy with you because you got to be protective of your mind and your heart. But it's also, there's extremes. That don't mean you give everybody, you have intimacy with everybody, you tell everybody, share everybody, no, that is not how that works. But you do got to have some people because you ain't going to make it without some people. But you can't be on the opposite end of that spectrum where nobody get access to me. No, you can't do that. That's a recipe for burnout. That's a recipe for destruction because you're not going to have the support that you need when you need it. Somebody got to know. I share things vulnerably with you guys on a regular basis. I share of me. Why? Because that breeds community. That breeds closeness. Because what happens when I share of me, how many of y'all, I ain't going to say it, I'm not saying no names, ain't saying none of that, but how many of you have sent me personal messages sharing a painful experience of something that you have been through as a result of me sharing a painful experience that I have been through? That breeds closeness. And the closer we become, the tighter the community comes. We can shift the narrative in the world, and that gives us the confidence to focus on the second thing I need us to focus on, because that confidence starts to be built, and the second thing is authenticity. Authenticity. Who are you, really? I wrote that spoken word called You. Did I do that one the other day? I think I did that one in the Poetry in Motion competition, which was on Chatter Social also. If you don't know what that is, you're like, what does this dude talking about? Keep naming this stuff. Then you need to pull up on us so you know what I'm talking about. But I think I did that one. I did a few poems, so I don't know. I made it to the second round. Shout out to me. Shout out to the team. But, and I said there aren't enough words in the human vernacular to adequately express the magnificence of you. The day that you were born, you entered this world. You could search the highest mountain or scour the lowest valley through and through. Yet and still, you'll never find another you. Your greatness is unparalleled, and even God marvels at the beauty that is you. But if these words I speak are true, why is it that you struggle so much to see the beauty that I do? I know why this is the case. It's because one day, as a small child, you expressed your uniqueness in a place that you felt was safe. Only to learn a difficult lesson on that day. And that's when you express you to your core, all of who you truly are. Someone, somewhere, would always have something to say. And when people treat you less than, mock, envy, belittle, then what do you do? I'll tell you, my friend, you become a little less you. And I wrote those words because we live in a world where pain is the motivator. I'm less motivated to be me because when I'm me, people got something to say. If I be a fake version of myself, if I be an alternate version of myself, if I put on a mask in the world and they judge the mask, can't hurt my feelings because that ain't me. If I show up in the world as an alternate version of myself, if my character shows up in the world, you can criticize that character all day long and I'm going to sleep peacefully because that's not me. So what I'm trying to do as a protective mechanism is beat you to the punch so that you are not having this experience with me. You ain't about to hurt me. I've been hurt too many times. I'm not letting these people hurt me because they're not going to know me because I'm not going to be me. So there's no intimacy, there's no closeness, and there's no authenticity. I'm not free to be me because somebody in this world always gonna have something to say. That's a fact. That's true. I want you to know that. My question is, why do they have so much power over you? Why do they have so much power over you to be able to affect you in a negative way like that? You just forfeiting who you are to another human being. What makes them and their opinions more vital and more valid than yours? What makes what they think so important to you that you're going to alter your whole life and even how you show up in the world out of fear of what they got to say? I don't care about what them and they got to say about me. Them and they did not give me my purpose, and they cannot take it away. Them and they did not make me, so them and they cannot break me. I'm not worried. I don't care. Talk all you want. Help yourself. I'm glad that I am that important to you, but you are not that important to me. So I'm not finna be catering my life and making whole decisions around you. I'm not doing it. I'm gonna be me. I'm me being me. Hate it or love it. I learned that a long time ago. I learned that lesson. I was working at Walmart when I was a teenage boy. I got my first job. Well, I had a few jobs cutting grass and stuff, but I got my first job that I had to pay taxes for and do all of that stuff, my first real job, when I was 18, I worked at Walmart. And I was a young man. I ain't gonna lie to y'all. I'm gonna be real with y'all. I grew up in Mississippi. So there was a lot of great things about Mississippi, but there was some not so great things about Mississippi. And I worked on a team in Walmart, the stock team, but we used to be responsible for unloading the trucks. And everybody on my team was a young black male that looked like me. And we had a boss who was she wasn't old, but she was much older. She had to be north of 40 years older than us. That lady was in her 60s. So I was 18. Yeah, she was in her 60s. She was the boss, and she hated black people. And I'm not, again, everything ain't got to be no argument. So we ain't got to even go there. I told y'all that in the top. We don't got to argue about everything. But she hated us. She hated young black men. She did. We actually found out for sure. That's not an opinion. That's not a speculation. We knew that. And at one point, she tried to get all of us fired. She tried to get all of us fired for something. Now, she never could. And eventually the bosses became privy to, and they got her on record saying some very unsavory things about us. That's how I know that's a fact. That's not an opinion. But I learned a mantra then when I was 19 years old. One day I was so stressed because I hated going to that job, because I knew I was going to have to deal with that lady. I knew that lady was going to be in there making my life a living hell, and I hated it, and I hated it, and I couldn't understand why somebody like me who only had a heart to serve, somebody like me who only had a heart to want to make things better for other people, somebody like me who was just trying to provide for myself, trying to break toxic generational curses off of my life, trying to figure out how to keep some bread in my pocket the right way and not go a different route, trying to do right. I got a job. You trying to push me to the streets. You don't want me to work. You don't want me to be here. And I was so sad. And I remember sitting in my car one day outside that store, dang near had tears in my eyes, because that's how much stress and turmoil my internal soul was in as I sat outside that store. And I remember sitting there just rocking back and forth thinking, man, I'm not even finna go in here, man. I'm just finna go home. I'm just finna go home. I'm just finna go home. And right when I was about to go home, my radio came in and a song started playing. And music means a lot to me. If y'all been around for a while, you know music means a lot to me. And that song that came on was by a man. Shout out to him, man. Shout out to that man, 50 Cent. You know what I'm saying? 50 Cent came through, and I heard the words, hate it or love it, the underdogs on top. And I'm gonna shine, homie, until my heart stop. Go ahead, envy me. I'm rap's MVP. I ain't going nowhere, so you can get to know me. Hate it or love it, the underdogs on top. And I'm gonna shine, homie, until my heart stop. Go ahead, envy me. I said, I'm the MVP, and I ain't going nowhere, so you can get to know me. And that day, my entire perspective shifted because of the moment I was in, and I realized that I was about to let somebody who didn't care about me, who wasn't going to pay my bills when I ain't had no job, drive me off of a place that I deserve to be. And I decided that day, I'm just me being me, and that's all I know how to be. You can hate it or you can love it. I'm going to be me regardless, and I'm going to come out on top regardless. And I came in, and I had my headphones in, and I worked that whole shift with that song on repeat. It was on repeat. Now, how did I play that song on repeat? Because I'm going to date myself a little bit. Because we didn't have no phones. We didn't have no Apple Music. We didn't have none of that stuff. I had a Walkman. I had a CD. I had that song. So in my car, I had this booklet. Because the song came on the radio, but I had this booklet. And I went through my booklet. And I found that CD, and I pulled that CD out of my booklet. I put it in my Walkman. I went in there with my headphones on. I listened to that joint on repeat all day. Every time I bump into a wall, it stopped for a second, it paused, it skipped. You know what I'm saying? Some of y'all just had PTSD about y'all music stopping and skipping off a CD. Some of y'all is listening to me like, what is he talking about? They don't even know what a CD is. That's wild to me. But that's the world I lived in. But the point is, that day, I made a choice and a change. And the choice and the change was that for the rest of my dying days, I'm going to be me being me. You can hate it or you can love it. And I have lived by that mantra ever since. And so when people come to me and they be like, they don't like me and they saying, I don't care. Why do you care? Oh my God, the amount of time you waste not being you, wearing this mask, stepping into the world as a disingenuous version of yourself, worried about them and how they're going to judge you as a result of just being who you are. I'm me being me, hate it or love it. And this is what it is. You know what I'm saying? I mean that to my core. Either you love it or you hate it. Either way, it is what it is, and I am what I am. That is a fact. That's that. And if I can rub anything off on you, it is that the greatest gift you have to offer this world is to be 100% you. Be you. Because you is beautiful. Be you. Because you is enough. Be you. Because you is a gift. And if you're willing to be you, not only does that lead to that community, that leads to safety, that leads to you not fearing what other people got to say, not caring what other people got to say, not catering your life. Because we live in these prisons. I don't know if y'all know this or not. We live in prisons. And the prisons that we live in, many times are self-imposed as the result of the fear of the trauma that comes from the pain and the hurt from other people. I don't want you to keep catering your life to fear at the hands of some other human, man. People ain't thinking about you, so you cannot be thinking about them. I said what I said. We ain't on that type of time. And if you're willing to be 100% authentically you and get back to you, then you can get to the third thing to focus on. So it's 3 things to focus on: intimacy, authenticity, and vulnerability. Vulnerability. These are the 3 keys to taking the mask off. If you want to take the mask off of your life and build some real deep relationships that resonate on another level, lifelong companionships and friendships that will go the distance, you got to focus on these 3 things. These could be romantic relationships, platonic relationships, friendships. Even if you just want to be a better you, you can learn to be more close by sharing of yourself, being more authentic by being a 100% who you are, and vulnerability. And vulnerability has such a bad rep in today's world because so many people have used vulnerability against you. Again, if you let your pain drive the ship, your pain will be the lens through which you view everything I'm saying. And if you can't receive what I'm saying, it's probably because you've been caused a lot of pain in your life. And that pain is the lens through which you view the world around you. And what I'm trying to get you to do is take that lens off. You know what? I can't see nothing I could just see because the lenses are off my eyeballs and I see differently now. Uh-oh, what I say? I cannot see anything I could just see. The lenses are off. Now my world looks entirely different. If you take, let's make it real, the pain that you've experienced, the lenses through which you view your world is shaped by the pain that you have experienced. If you take the lenses off, now the world you see is entirely different as a result of the choice that you made. It's different now. It's time to take that lens off because that lens has become a self-imposed prison. And that prison is holding you back from greatness. That prison is holding you back from peace. That prison is holding you back from prosperity. That prison is holding you back from drama and trauma. Take that lens off. Because you are not what happened to you and you are not what they did to you. You are not what they said about you. You ain't none of that. And that's how I can come here. People ask me all the time, man, you be telling these people all your business. What are they going to do with it? You're not going to hurt me. If you're not close to me, people close to me can't hurt me. They will. If I don't know you and you take this and you do it as you please and go write an article in a blog and call me fake and call me this and call me that, call me whatever you want to call me. I don't care what you call me because you don't know me. You might have seen me in the street, but shawty, you don't know me. You don't know me. So that's fine. Think what you want to think because you don't know me. And when you get done, hate it or love it, the underdogs on top. And I'm going to share, homie, until my start, until my heart stop. Go ahead, envy me. I'm the MVP, and I ain't going nowhere, so you can get to know. That's my 50 Cent impression, by the way. I'm being facetious. But I really mean that. Hate it or love it. I'm me being me. So if you hate it, that's cool. That's your prerogative. What you think about me is not my business. I'm not losing no sleep over it. I could promise you that. Hate it or love it. And I always looked at myself as an underdog too, so that one hit me too. It's a double line, a double whammy. Hate it or love it. The underdog's on top. I'm going to shine to my heart stop. That's a fact. I'm in there, all the way in there. And that's what I'm calling you to do. But you got to be more vulnerable, because the more vulnerable you are, vulnerability is actually a superpower, because in this world, success is literally predicated upon the amount of, or the level to which you can connect with your fellow human. If you want to start a business, what grows the business? Yeah, people, you can sell sales, marketing, blah, blah, blah. You can name all those things. What makes sales work is connection. What makes marketing work is connection. People run ads every day, B. You skip right past them. What makes you stop on an ad? When they connect with you. It's when people connect with you that you actually stop in your tracks long enough to tap in to have a conversation. Connection. How do you connect? People connect with things that are relatable. What's relatable? What's more relatable than pain? Pain is a universal concept. When I share my pain, when I share my shortcomings, if I share my mountaintop wins, yeah, people can be inspired by that. Some people can be annoyed by that. Some people can hate that. If I do that, if that's all I ever talk about, people start to think, well, you think you're perfect. Okay, your perfect life. We tired of hearing about your perfect life. But when you get to getting real and you get to sharing vulnerably, like, yeah, I got a lot of wins these days. I ain't going to hold you, but it took a long time for me to get here, and I went to hell and back 7 times to get here. That's the part that resonates with people when I share those stories. When I share being a new husband, relatively newlywed, we less than 3 years married. We got a 1-year-old, not even a 1-year-old baby. He ain't got no formula. We got no way to feed him. I'm sitting in the grocery store trying to swipe my card, knowing it ain't got no money on it, hoping they'll just send it in the negative and I'll just catch the fees on the back end so I can feed my baby, and it still get declined. And now I don't know how to feed my baby. I'm looking in my wife's heart and my soul. Come on, man. That's what I'm talking about. So somebody might judge me. I don't care. You don't know me. But I share that because somebody right now, somewhere in one of the countries in this world, is sitting there looking at more month than money, staring down some long bills, not knowing where their next meal is going to come from, stressed to the max. And they see me. Number one, they know they're not alone. It don't feed them in the moment, but it just gives them just enough hope to keep fighting and go get that next meal, because it won't always be this way. And thus, that vulnerability can save a life, can save multiple lives. Because it becomes a lifeline and it becomes hope to the person that needs it the most. And if we're willing to focus on intimacy, closeness, sharing of me, if we're willing to focus on authenticity, being me, who I am to a core, regardless of the room I'm in, regardless of the people I'm around, regardless of who gonna judge me, and I can share vulnerably, real, from the depth of me, bearing my soul, not only is it gonna build closer relationships, I could take that mask off. I ain't got to be nothing other than who I am. I don't got to be nothing other than me. You could take the mask off. The challenge today is to take the mask off. You ain't got to wear that no more. That's tiring. That facade you've been putting on for the world, for people who don't even like you either way. Well, if I show up as me, they going to judge me. Can I tell you a secret? Hey, guess what? They judging you anyway. They already judging you. Take that mask off. Anybody that really rock with you ain't going to judge you. Only people that's going to judge you is the people that ain't rocking with you to begin with, and that's a fact. I said what I said. Take the mask off. Lean in. Be you, because fake is exhausting. Be real, because fake is exhausting. Be you, because that's the greatest gift you have to offer this world. Take the mask off and show up in the world as you, and then we can cultivate community. We can cultivate collaborations. We can cultivate a world that is conducive to growth. We can create a safer environment for our kids to grow up in. We can create a better world where the internet doesn't have to be a toxic villain, but can be a positive place of peace and prosperity and love, joy, all the things. We can create the world, but it starts with me. It starts with you. It starts with us. It starts with we making the choice to be what we want to be the change we want to see in the world, so that we can be more authentic, so that we can be real, so that we can get rid of and erase these facades, so that people cannot have mental health going under the toilet, flush down the toilet. Because a lot of times your mental health struggles are because the extra unnecessary weight. Weight is going to happen in life regardless. That's a fact of life. Pain, trauma, difficulties, hurts, those are all facts of life. But when you add on top of that, the social pressure to be something you're not, the social pressure to perform, the social pressure to live up to expectations, the social pressure to be what them people want you to be, when you add that on top, that's enough to break people. It's weighing us down. It's causing our souls grief. It's killing us. And we don't even realize, not even softly, it's killing us loudly. And I am challenging you to give yourself a fighting chance by erasing that weight, by laying them burdens down, by just saying, forget it, man. This is me. Whether you like it, whether you don't, whether you hate it, you love it, it's all I got, because it's me, and me is enough, and you is enough. So that's it. That's the challenge. No more masks. Take it off. Focus on being a better you. Be the change you want to see. Take them lenses off that are not causing you to see the world you want to see it, and lean in and give the world the greatest gift, which is you. Because you can. Vitalize.